Have you ever wondered how the aviation industry evolved between 1940 and 1960? Let's take a journey back in time to an era that truly reshaped the world of aviation. These two transformative decades were marked by extraordinary leaps in technology, largely propelled by the demands of World War II and the blossoming of commercial air travel in the post-war years. It was a time when the roar of propeller-driven aircraft gave way to the whistle of jet engines, when the boundaries of speed and range were pushed further than ever before. It was an era when air travel, once a luxury for the few, began to become accessible to many. This period from 1940 to 1960 was indeed a pivotal chapter in aviation history, laying the groundwork for the interconnected world we live in today. Now let's delve into the specific advancements and milestones that shaped this era. The Second World War was a catalyst for significant advancements in aircraft technology. The urgent demands of this global conflict accelerated the pace of innovation, pushing the boundaries of speed, range, and payload capabilities of aircraft. During this time, the skies became a new battlefield, highlighting the strategic importance of air power. The war saw the introduction of groundbreaking technologies such as jet propulsion and radar, fundamentally changing the face of aerial warfare. Jet propulsion, with its promise of unprecedented speed, was a game-changer. The German Messerschmitt Me 262, the first operational jet fighter, soared into combat in 1944. This marked a substantial shift in aerial combat strategies, setting the stage for the jet age. Alongside the jet engine, radar technology came into its own during the war. This new tool offered pilots the ability to see in the dark and through bad weather, revolutionizing navigation and detection. It was a technological edge that would prove crucial in the battles to come. In addition to these technological leaps, there were also significant improvements in aerodynamics and materials. Aircraft became sleeker, more efficient, and more robust, able to withstand the rigors of war and perform at higher altitudes and speeds. Perhaps one of the most significant developments during the war was the realization of the strategic value of long-range bombers. The American B-29 Superfortress, with its ability to fly higher and farther than any bomber before it, demonstrated the potential of air power in global conflict. It was a potent symbol of the new age of aviation, a harbinger of the changes that were to come. The end of the war, however, was just the beginning of a new era in aviation. The lessons learned and the technologies developed during these years of conflict would not only shape the future of military aviation, but also pave the way for the rapid expansion of commercial air travel in the post-war years. The skies had been opened up in ways that few could have imagined before the war, and the world would never be the same again. The end of World War II marked the dawn of the jet age. With the closing curtains of the global conflict, a surplus of military aircraft and skilled pilots were left behind. These resources didn't gather dust, but instead provided the initial backbone for an industry on the cusp of a new era, commercial aviation. This period witnessed the birth of the jet engine, a technological marvel that would fundamentally transform air travel. The British were the first to harness this power in commercial aviation. Their brainchild, the de Havilland Comet, hit the skies in 1952. It was a trailblazer, the world's first jet airliner. The Comet promised to revolutionize air travel with its impressive speed and range. However, its early models were unfortunately plagued by structural failures, casting a temporary shadow over this promising innovation. Yet, the jet age was far from over. Following the Comet's initial stumble, two other giants of the aviation industry stepped onto the stage: the American Boeing 707 and the Soviet Tupolev Tu-104. Entering service in the late 1950s, these aircraft were game changers. They reduced travel time significantly, offering a level of comfort that their propeller-driven predecessors simply could not match. These improvements paved the way for a rapid expansion of international and transcontinental air travel. It was a time of dramatic change, with the world becoming a smaller place than ever before. The jet age was not just about speed and comfort, though. It was a symbol of mankind's relentless pursuit of progress, a testament to our unyielding desire to push the boundaries of what's possible. The jet engine was more than just a technological development. It was a symbol of a new era, an era in which the world was more connected than ever before. While commercial aviation was taking off, the Cold War was heating up. The Cold War ignited a technological arms race between the United States and the Soviet Union. This era, marked by a tense standoff between these two superpowers, pushed the boundaries of military aviation to new heights. The rapid development of aircraft technology became a critical component of their geopolitical strategy. In the race for aerial supremacy, both nations invested heavily in the development of high-speed, high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft. These machines were designed to fly at the edge of the Earth's atmosphere, far beyond the reach of most ground-based defenses. They were the eyes and ears of their respective nations, tasked with gathering vital intelligence from deep within enemy territory. One of the most notable aircraft to emerge from this period was the US Lockheed U-2. Introduced in the mid-50s, this high-altitude spy plane could operate at altitudes of over 70,000 feet. The U-2 became infamous in 1960 when a mission over Soviet airspace ended with the aircraft being shot down, causing an international incident. As the 60s dawned, the U-2 was succeeded by the even more capable SR-71 Blackbird. With its ability to cruise at speeds over 3 times the speed of sound and at altitudes exceeding 85,000 feet, the Blackbird was virtually untouchable. It served as America's primary eye in the sky throughout the Cold War, capturing high-resolution images of strategic locations across the globe. Simultaneously, this era witnessed the proliferation of supersonic military jets. Notable among these were the American F-100 Super Sabre, the first US fighter capable of supersonic speed in level flight, and the Soviet MiG-21, one of the most produced supersonic jet aircraft in aviation history. These supersonic fighters revolutionized aerial combat, making speed and agility paramount for survival in the skies. This period of intense competition and innovation in military aviation had profound implications. It not only reshaped the dynamics of warfare, but also paved the way for advancements in civil aviation. As military aviation was soaring, civil aviation was also reaching new heights. The technologies developed during this period would eventually trickle down to commercial aviation, transforming the way we travel today. The 1950s marked a significant growth in civil aviation. The decade saw a flurry of innovations that transformed the face of the industry. Aircraft design, for example, underwent a sea change. Engineers and designers pushed the boundaries of what was possible, creating planes that were faster, more efficient, and capable of carrying more passengers than ever before. These leaps in design made air travel more accessible to the general public, and flight became a viable option for holidaymakers and business travelers alike. Navigation, too, saw a revolution. The rudimentary systems of yesteryears were replaced with sophisticated instruments that made flying safer and more reliable. Pilots could now navigate with pinpoint accuracy, even in poor weather conditions, reducing the risk of accidents and making the skies friendlier for all. Safety protocols, a cornerstone of aviation, received their share of innovation as well. The 1950s saw the introduction of new procedures and technologies that made air travel safer. From advancements in air traffic control to the introduction of flight data recorders, the industry took significant strides in ensuring passenger safety. One organization played a pivotal role in this expansion of civil aviation: the International Civil Aviation Organization, or ICAO. Established in 1947, the ICAO was tasked with standardizing rules and practices across the globe. Its influence was far-reaching, affecting everything from air traffic control procedures to aircraft design and safety protocols. The ICAO's work led to a more unified and efficient aviation industry, further fueling its growth. The effects of these developments were profound. By the end of the 1950s, air travel had begun to challenge the dominance of ocean liners as the preferred mode of transatlantic travel. The allure of a quicker journey, coupled with the increasing affordability and accessibility of air travel, led to a shift in passenger preferences. And so, the 1950s saw the seeds of today's aviation industry being sown. Innovations in design, navigation, and safety, along with the standardization efforts of the ICAO, paved the way for a new era of air travel. By the end of the 1950s, air travel had begun to displace ocean liners as the preferred mode of transatlantic travel. The 2 decades from 1940 to 1960 were pivotal in shaping the modern aviation landscape. This golden era of aviation witnessed a significant leap in technology and innovation, driven largely by the necessities of war and the subsequent peaceful pursuits. The World War II years spurred advancements in speed, range, and payload capabilities of aircraft, introducing jet propulsion and radar technologies into the mix. The post-war years saw these military innovations repurposed for commercial use, heralding the dawn of the jet age and transforming air travel forever. The Cold War period further fueled the technological race, giving us high-speed, high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft and supersonic military jets. Meanwhile, civil aviation experienced unprecedented growth, with improved design, navigation, and safety protocols making air travel more accessible and safer. By the end of the 1960s, air travel had become entrenched as a crucial component of global connectivity, setting the stage for further innovations in the decades to follow.